Hello and welcome to another episode on The Lookout. In this week's episode, we're looking at data from market movers the last 14 days of card market movement. We're going to see what cards have been having an increase, what cards have been having a decrease, and what cards have been selling the most. And also a bit of data from gemrate.com to see about grading prospects and if a card raw will come back a 10 or a 9 with percentages on what it is gemming at the moment. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Right, straight in with the biggest movers this week. So we have the Lionel Messi 2004 Panini Mega Cracks number 71 BIS base in a BGS 9 up $7,400. Starting price of $10,000, last sale of $17,400 on the 20th of the 10th. Next up we have Conor McGregor, his 2013 Bloodlines UFC number FA-CM Fighters Autograph BGS 9.5 up $3,530 from $3,970 to $7,500 on the 15th of the 10th. Next up is Mickey Mantle, 1957 Topps number 95 base PSA 7 pop of just 601. Price change of $3,480. Starting price of $3,350. Last sale of $6,830 on the 17th of the 10th. And then we have Hank Aaron, his 1954 Topps number 128 base PSA 7 pop of 397 up $2,340 from $11,700 to $14,000 on the 19th of the 10th. And then we have Joe Burrow, his 2020 Prism. Nice to have the neighbour drilling in the middle of this. But his 2020 Prism number 11 Color Blast SSP PSA 10 pop just 32. You finished? Okay. Price change of $2,250 from $9,000 to $11,300 on the 18th of the 10th. Now we're going to the biggest losers. We have the Victor Wembanyama 2023 Select number 87 Concourse Gold Tectonic number to 10 in a PSA 10, down $2,560. Starting price of $5,410. Last sale on the 18th of the 10th was just $2,850. Then we have Juan Soto, his 2024 Topps Chrome Cosmic number PPP-10 Planetary Pursuit Pluto Raw, down $2,250 from $3,500 to $1,250 on the 20th of the 10th. Next up we have Giannis Antetokounmpo, his 2023 Prism number 290 Green BGS 9.5, down $1,860 from $4,500 to $2,640 on the 20th of the 10th. Then we have Tom Brady's 2018 Optic DT1 Downtown PSA 10 pop of just 25, down $1,610 from $2,406 to $850 on the 17th of the 10th. That is surely a steal for the GOAT of football. Then we have LeBron James' 2003 Topps number 221 First Edition PSA 10 pop of just 129, down $1,600 from $8,700 to $7,100 on the 20th of the 10th. Some interesting movers there with Brady, LeBron, Giannis, who's obviously going to come into the season as one of the MVP frontrunners, and also Victor Wembanyama. Now we're going to do the cards that are most liquid in the hobby these last 14 days. Yet again, the Mark Jackson 1990 Hoops number 205 base with the Menendez brothers in the background, doing over 1,000 sales. Total sales in dollar amount was $18,200. Then we have Victor Wembanyama 2023 Topps Chrome number 1 base raw, doing 420 sales. Total sales of dollar amount of $7,090. Jaden Daniels is 2024 score number 302 base raw, doing 400 sales. Total sales in dollar amount is $1,980. Paul Skeens next up with 2024 Topps Update US 100 base raw. Total sales of 327. Total sales in dollar amount is $2,770. And then we have Victor Wembanyama's 2023 Prism number 136 base PSA 10 pop of 22,150, doing 321 sales. Total sales of dollar amount was 32,200. Right, so we know that the Victor Wembanyama 2023 Topps Chrome number 1 base, sort of new rare release card for the NBA and for Victor. We know it's one of the highest selling sort of cards, most liquid card in the hobby at the moment. 420 sales, total sales of $7,090. We also know that the card roughly selling around $20. Last sale on the 24th of the 10th was $20.23, and the average is around about $16.87. So obviously we go over to gem rate, we can look at what the current sort of gem rate is of that card. As you see, 704 in population apparently. So far, again, newly released, not everyone have done like a fast service, but gem rate across all graders is just 26.6%. So as you can see there, PSA, you know, with the most at 30.7, SGC at 20.2, and then CGC at 33.3. Interesting look. You know, the thing is to look at is obviously the prices. So we know that you know, the raw is selling for $20, averaging around about $16, $17. If you look here on this slide here, we have the PSA 9 at $36.95. So more than likely, unless you can get it for 16, get it graded for, again, $13, $14, you're gonna be breaking even, maybe make a couple of dollars. But if it does come at 10, which you can see there is just a pop of 70, it's a big profit, but very risky, as we know only 30% of them are coming back. So if you have 10 cards and you're all sent to PSA, you know that roughly 3 of them are going to come back at 10. So, you know, it's a risky game, but could become very, very, very profitable, because, you know, if you can sell the 3 for $225 a piece, you know, that's what, $675. You've bought 10 for $200 grading, so you're probably in $400. So there is potential still make money on this at 10. Again, the 7 9s, you're gonna recuperate sort of what you paid in for the cards and the grading, if you can get around the $16 to $20 mark with grading as well, bulk submission. So there could still be quite a bit of money to be made in that. It's obviously hoping that this data stays at 30% range, obviously, because it's still very early on, you know, only 700 of them over there, so you need a bit of a better, wider scope. But on that one, we do have the Prism, which we'll look into now. So we look at the Victor Wembanyama 2023 Prism number 136 base raw. That again still did 321 sales the last 14 days, so still highly sought after. Very liquid card. Total sales dollar amount there is $8,320. It's interesting is obviously the last sale of $24.07, averaging the card at around $25 or $26, between $25.92. So looking at sort of ballpark. The interesting part is obviously looking at this next slide here, which obviously shows you that PSA go for $29.68 and has a population of 12,421. So straight away, you know, you're going to be in a hole with buying it and grading it. And then for the PSA 10, 22,150 is a pop. It's currently selling for $115. The last sale there is on the 25th of the 10th. So again, there's also a lot more room there, with the buy-in it being $24, $25. It looks like it's on a bit of a decrease at the moment as well, which maybe I'll get a bit low if you're lucky. But let's just, for argument's sake, let's just say $25 is your buy-in. You know, grading. So let's just say you're all in, grading, and buying the card, you're in at $40. We know that PSA 10s are $115. So there's your sort of margin. The important part is, what is the gem rate? So we can buy another 10 of these, same we did with the Chrome. Let's see where we're at. So look over here at gem rate. We see that the total population is 39,398, and the grade scores, and all graders at 59.3. The important one we're looking at is, for maximize the profit, is the PSA. So PSA have a total of 36,653. Crazy compared to the rest of the graders. As you can see, with BGS just having 532, CGC having 64, and SGC having 2,149. But the interesting part is the 60.6% gem rate. So again, if you were to buy 10, you know that, you don't know, but roughly 6 of them should come back at gem mint. So 6 of those cards, you're making, let's say, so $25 for the card, 15 grading. So you're in it for $40. So you should be making $75. It'll be a few dollars here and there for shipping, etc. But obviously eBay now there's no fees, so you're saving a bit of money there. So for argument's sake, let's just say $70. So, you know, you spent $250 buying the cards raw, you know, buying a base raw, $25 a piece roughly. Last sale was $24, so there'll be again a few dollars here and there for shipping. Some may do free shipping. Again, it's a base card, so people actually want to get it away, get it gone. You might get lucky, someone might give you another base card in there as well, another someone that, you know, can add on to some value. You never know. Yes, you know, some of them are going to come back 9s, which you're going to lose money, but the 6 that come back, you're making, you know, $70 on. You know, it's not to be stifled, that is it really, so you think about it. You know, it's going to bring you a decent amount of money in compared to what you would sort of lose. You spend, I said, around about $250 area, and you know the profit from the 6 that should come back at 10, you know, I said $70, is more than going to cover that. Yes, it's not as big as the Chrome, but it's still a decent profit, and it's interesting that you can still make profit on base cards. You can still make profit on something that's, even as a PSA 10 has a pop of 22,150. So, you know, maybe it does mean that the rest of these base cards you pick up aren't going to be as good. It might bring that gem rate down a little bit, but because of the data we've got on it so far, it being such, you know, 39,000, you know, you have such a good sort of data to go off that you can be kind of sure that, you know, roughly that if you send in 10, obviously I appeal, you know, you got to eye these cards up the best you can as well. You should have, you know, around about 6 of them doing, you know, gem mint, because you have a good amount of data to look at. You know, unlike the Chrome where we only have 704 to look at. So it's food for thought, and it's a way to make money in the hobby on someone who's going to be very liquid. We've seen these cards constantly come up for most liquid cards in the hobby, and you know, and let's face it, a lot of people here to make money in the hobby, and it also free up some cash then for you to maybe pick up some PC items. It's what I do constantly. You know, I will always circulate the money back in and buy cards that I personally want, and also cards that are going to move on for profit in the future to get more cards that I want for my PC. But no, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope this little data at the end was valuable to you guys, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.